Alright, so the second thing is modality. So what you're doing is you're scanning your paper and you're looking for verbs. So the job, essentially, of a language analysis piece is to have an effect on a reader. What invariably happens in Year 11 and Year 12 is that people have been trained to view language techniques as sort of a blunt instrument that has an instant effect. But obviously, if you stood up and made a speech in front of me or wrote or handed me a written speech, which is in essence what a language analysis piece is, of course, I'm not just going to be convinced by the fact that you've handed me something or that I've read aloud a statistic. So you need to include what we call modality. So the easiest way to remember this is think you've asked a male or a female that you're attracted to out on a date, and modality is the level of sureness or the level of confidence that you can gather from their response, let's say. So I say, will you go out on a date with me? One end of the spectrum is yes, absolutely, I'll be there at 8, I'll be at the front, I'll have flowers. So that's the modality of that is very confident, very sure. The opposite end is, will you go out on a date with me? And the answer would be, maybe, we'll see how we go, I should be able to make it, but it might not happen, and it could possibly, maybe not. So in between those two extremes, there's a whole range of sort of levels of sureness that we can include. And your job, of course, because you're talking about a language analysis, is to be on the least confident end of that spectrum. So you're not saying this statistic compelled the audience to understand that homophobia shouldn't be accepted in our society anymore. More likely, you should be saying things like, this positions the audience to consider, or this suggests, or this places the audience in a situation where they might be more susceptible to. So you kind of, obviously those examples are all longer, and invariably that's what happens when you get good at writing an essay, but it's not the length that's important, but it's the modality that you're showing. So less confident and more sort of attempted rather than achieved levels of effect on the audience.